Good afternoon. I hope everything's going okay. Today's topic was choosing an innovation in construction that can help the future. So, for me personally, the one thing that caught my eye when I was doing research on this topic was the idea of people using exoskeletons to support their body as they work. Now, when I say this, it might sound a little wild, like scientific or science fiction meeting the real world. However, when you think back on certain things like virtual reality headsets, for example, things back then that seemed so out of reach that we have today. And once you put that in perspective, then it's a lot easier to wrap your head around the idea. Now, when it comes to construction, what would you say is our most valuable asset? When you think about this question, some people might say our most valuable asset would be the tools. Some might say the most valuable asset would be the process slash technique. Some would say the most valuable asset is the ability to plan. Now, don't get me wrong, all three of those options are viable options. However, in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to getting things done, one of the most important assets is the people. People, when it comes to construction, at least in my opinion, is the most valuable asset. We need workers, men and women, to get things done on our behalf. Yes, we need to plan, but who will carry out those plans? Yes, we need the tools, but who has the knowledge to use those tools? When you put people at the foundation as importance for getting the job done, you will think of ways to take care of your people. Now, you have things such as OSHA requirements, other things, tools, braces, wherever the case may be. It's all about preserving your people and making sure they're able to work from a business to a moral standpoint. Now, when you look at certain technology and things we can use, what are the most common injuries in construction? Some of the most common injuries are, of course, falling. That's a huge risk, but other risks can be broken bones, strains, any type of laborious injury that has something to do with like overusing a muscle. So, what tools can be used in order to help prevent those injuries? Let's look at certain tools and certain ways people use exoskeletons or incorporate exoskeletons in the world of construction work. Now, I apologize, exoskeletons can either be mechanical or electrical. Now, what they do is they reduce strain and fatigue, which is highly important, redistribute weight, which helps you carry weight along the whole body except for particular muscles. So you're using a more stable base, a more stable platform when it comes to picking things up and using your tools. Of course, enhanced strength. Being stronger is never a bad thing. Enhancing your strength, whether it's endurance or power, it would be applicable no matter how you put it. Now, if you use the electrical exoskeleton, you will need a power source, but that's commonplace. So you have things such as power gloves that improves dexterity and enhances grip. Your hands in construction, the importance cannot be overstated. It's obvious how important your hands are when it comes to gripping tools, screwing things in, hammering, drilling, whatever the case may be. You need to be good with your hands. You need to be able to use your hands, and a lack of grip is a lack of work. You need to be able to grab, hold, squeeze, whatever the case may be, in order to get the job done. Now, the power gloves for this example also has data collection. What the data collection can do is based on how you grip or even the weight of the object that you're carrying, it can evaluate or assess the risk of injuring your hands while you work. That data collection is of the utmost importance when it comes to managing safety. Arm and shoulder supports. As a person who suffered from a shoulder injury himself, I understand how difficult it can be to move around with a broke shoulder. You want to be able to move freely amongst your joints without having to worry about strains, even broken bones in my case. So anything when it comes to overhead work or above waist lifting, this arm and shoulder support will be a huge benefit as it redistributes the weight from the shoulder and arms, which lessens the strain. Things such as back support. We all heard the joke of lift the box in a twisty, jerky motion. As funny as it can sound, there's no laughing matter about lower back injuries, especially when people get older, their backs get stiffer, they become a little tighter. It's really important to, one, reduce stress amongst those areas and also correct the posture. That's why the back support is an important tool. If you're able to correct your posture, that can eliminate most of the risks regarding back injuries because using proper technique cannot be overstated. It's of the utmost importance. Now, as a construction worker, you will most likely be on your feet all day. Whether you're on the project management side or not, it's not uncommon for you to be standing around, drilling, digging, laying cement, wherever the case may be, you will be on your feet. That's a given. Now, with a standing and crouching support, you're able to support your foundation. When it comes to construction, we all know the importance of a strong foundation. Same thing applies to our bodies, our legs from the bottom of our feet to our lower backs. That whole foundation that we have must be as strong as possible in order to have overall health and overall quality of life. With a standing and crouching support, you can even make a seat out of it if you're on your feet all day to take weight and strain off your legs. Taking weight and strain off your legs is preserving your legs. Preserving your legs is preserving your foundation. A strong foundation is a more efficient worker. Now, whole body suits. As crazy as it may sound, a whole body suit is an applicable and hopefully a soon to be used technology in the upcoming future. Now, a whole bodysuit is something that can allow you to carry heavy loads, and it boasts lifting up to 200 pounds without strain. Now, that might sound like lightweight compared to how much you might go to the gym or if that's a hobby of yours, but being able to lift 200 pounds without strain consistently in a work environment is invaluable. Now, there's certain boxes that I have experience lifting that requires two men, or they call it two-men lifts. If you can minimize that workload and take one other person off and allowing one person to be able to support weight without having any risk to his safe or health, that is very valuable. Lifting 200 pounds without strain consistently is something that should be utilized and not overlooked when it comes to safety and efficiency on a construction site. Now, another thing that I want to consider is construction is one of those jobs where experience is invaluable. This is where exoskeleton suits really come into play. Usually you have people who've been working on construction sites or working in constructions for 10, 20 plus years. Their knowledge grows, they understand how to work efficiently, how to work effectively, they make great mentors. The issue is, as their knowledge grows, their bodies can wear down. Imagine if we were able to take workers who gifted, intelligent, experienced, know what they're doing, but give them the ability to work as if they were 20, 30 years younger. That in itself is something worth looking into because you get a more efficient worker that has experience that can easily mentor the next generation of construction workers that come through. These are my citations of where I got the information from. By all means, exoskeletons is a viable option for the future, one that I hope to see more of because the potential for this technology, in my opinion, is limitless. So that being said, I want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for paying attention to my talk. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.